Okay, boys, it looks like the guys got their picks ready, and now I will pick them up. I don't know which one though. Uh, you know, let's do something more 202 like. Let's pick Westfold and see how the boys like it. Alright, so we are on Westfold. The map, which is, I'm not wrong, remembers the times of Beef Me 1. And I think this is the similar map they have in 202, although with slight changes. So I wonder how guys will like to play on it. In the top left we have Poero playing as Erebor. In the bottom right we have Elven Fury, or rather AndyBrandy, playing as Mordor. So with Variax nerfs in the last patch, I would say it's definitely Erebor favorite. Like with Variax being a thing in previous patches, like Mordor could get huge advantage over Erebor just by spamming Variax, and there is not much Erebor could do. But currently with the orcs being fixed and Variax nerfed, then probably there is not much Mordor can do against Erebor in early game. So we'll see how it goes. Okay, so it looks like Poero is going for his signature move as Erebor, going for 4 farms into 2 racks with Bird as his tier 1 pick. Meanwhile, AndyBrandy is going for 3 farms, Orcish Stronghold, double Orcish Stronghold, and you can see he's not quite familiar in Age of the Ring because he's placing his production buildings protected by farms instead of building them to protect the farms. Although you could also argue that if he's playing Erebor, then those barracks, as he's playing against Erebor, those barracks can go down very easily to Guardians. So we'll see how it goes for him with that building setup. Okay, looks like AndyBrandy is scouting for some foreign mines from Poero. He's scouting in the top, and he's building his 4th farm in the middle. Meanwhile, Poero is sending his builder bottom side, I think, and his second builder is, well, I think nowhere to be seen. Okay, his second builder is already at the bottom, meanwhile his first builder is building farm in the middle. So Andy capped the signal fire in the middle. I think, yeah, he got the line of sight of that farm of Poero. Andy is scouting for some forward farms in the bottom. And he's still pumping on 2 Orcish strongholds, so I'm interested what is his plan. Because 2 Orcish strongholds are definitely not enough to deal with Erebor on double racks. I wonder why Poero decided to do pikes first. I wonder if he was expecting trolls, or maybe his plan was to creep some works, but he got interrupted by the push from Andy. Okay, so Andy is feeding a lot of orcs, but luckily he has 1 orc battalion. to support them, but at the same time, I don't think it's a good idea at all to fight for this middle spot in the map, because like Erebor will simply expand your economy and like overwhelm you with their superior quality. Only now, Andy built his third Orcish stronghold, so I think at this point he should have at least his fourth Orcish stronghold, but we'll see how it goes for him. Maybe he wants to rush Nazgul or something, I don't know. Poero had builder at the bottom, but I don't think he built a single forward mine over there, and also no forward farms in the top. All the action is going right now in the middle. Okay, so Andy is gonna lose bunch of orc archers. Luckily, they don't fit as much as they used to in previous patches, so at least there is that. Oh, and Poero is not going for the bird. He loves his bird, but this time he's going for battle wagon. Okay, it looks like I think Andy finally decided to change his strategy. I think he will send some orcs to the sides to harass the economy, because he realized he won't be able to win the fight in the middle. Although, never mind, he's still fighting in the middle, but currently I think it will be very difficult to push the dwarves back, even with the Nazgul. Although he's focusing the pikes, so maybe. Yeah, I think he killed the last of the Poero pikes, so now Nazgul will have free reign. And with that level 1 debuff, he will one-shot those dwarven archers. Yeah, so that's pretty good for AndyBrandy, but unluckily for AndyBrandy, he doesn't have any pike to protect those archers from battle wagon, and I don't think Nazgul will kill that battle wagon in time. Never mind, Poero wants to play it safe and push the battle wagon closer to his mine to bait the Nazgul into the pikes, although he doesn't have any pikes currently in the mine. Okay, so AndyBrandy is going for the 4th Orcish stronghold, as probably you should if you are going for the Orc spam, but at the same time I think dwarves are ready to push into your base, and at this moment like your tier 1 orcs won't cut it, and you probably could get some Easter Ring archers, although obviously they will be under danger from battle wagon, but you could, all you need is just one Orcish pike to protect them. Andy's so pro, but he is dead. Yeah, I think that may be the case. Like, Poero will slowly but steadily push into the middle. Okay, it looks like Poero is content with simply pushing to the middle. He's not putting any aggressive forward mines on the sides of AndyBrandy. Poero with 1 power point advantage over Andy. I wonder if he will decide to go for any other tier 1, or maybe he will go straight for the tier 2, fully armed and filthy, or Oath of Vengeance. Okay, as expected he goes for other tier 1, so now he went with Horn. So basically I don't think AndyBrandy will be able to kill those guardians, even he gets to shoot at them with like 10 orc archer battalions. No new production buildings, nor for Andy, nor for the Poero. But we see second Nazgul. I don't know if second Nazgul will change anything if there are that many pikes. Maybe not that many pikes. One pike is getting shot at. So we'll see how it goes. One of the battle wagons is level 2, so he gives that juicy 25, 25, 50 for dwarves, which is absolutely massive for already tanky units. Unfortunately, AndyBrandy is losing his fresh Nazgul. Oh, okay, that's extremely interesting. The AndyBrandy went for a breeding ground, so he's getting fell beasts, and there is no real easy answer from dwarves right now to kill those fell beasts. Sure, Erebor archers are very good, but I don't think they will be enough to kill fell beasts. Oh no. Okay, so Felbeasts are almost one-shotting those guardians, unfortunately for Poero. And the Slaves of Nurn is in the effect, so second Nazgul will come back probably anytime soon, and he will be mounted on the Felbeast almost immediately. Wait, actually, which Rain? Okay, he went with Ironfoot, so I think that's pretty good pick, especially if your opponent decides to go for Felbeast, because you can simply go for those Barding Archers and get the Black Arrows on level 2 if you get banners, and they will absolutely shred those Felbeasts, but obviously he needs time to build the building and then get it to level 2 and then get the Forge. But I think Poero is aware of that strat, and he's already putting in the assembly in his base. So the Felbeast is having free reign, but Poero decides not to fall back with his troops, and he's still putting pressures on the sides. This guy must have seen Elve play. So the thing is, in 202, your Nazguls already come with Felbeast, right? Unless you get Bright Riders, but the Nazgul heroes already are on the Felbeast, so maybe he simply decided that it will be like normal to get the Felbeast for the Nazguls in Age of the Ring as well. I don't know. I'm very interested to see the Felbeast. Yeah, yep, it's almost zero. There is huge issue with monsters attacking like machines, like battle wagons, because they will barely do any damage. As we can see here, the Felbeast is doing basically zero damage to battle wagon. Fully armed and filthy for Poero, so those guardians will one-shotting orcs even harder than they already used to. And we see Brand on the field from Poero. That's a very good pick. Not only he will later on get knockback on his Black Arrow for that hero management, but he will later also buff Barding Archers. And he's probably getting Barding Archers right now as we speak. Yep. Okay, two Nazguls on the field, one on the Horsey, one on the Felbeast, but both of them very low, and Black Arrow of Dale on Brand is off cooldown, so he needs to pull back those Nazguls right now. Okay, AndyBrandy is calling GG in the game 1. Okay, another Misty Mountains mirror. Who'd have thought, but this is how it probably is with 202 players. Okay, Poero needs to go BRB. Which map chat? Which map for Goblin Mirror? Maybe Gross Valley. Okay, boys, game number 2. We are on Gross Valley, and unfortunately, we are in another mirror. We already saw Misty Mountains mirror today. It was AotR versus Poero, and Poero decided to do a Fatty Rush, so I wonder if he now will also try to do Fatty Rush, especially now when he is facing off against Andy, which I don't think he's as aggressive player as AotR, but we will see.
Welcome, welcome.
Cold hands, it's warm up. Okay, so now we are seeing something interesting. This is basically Beef Me 2 strat. When you are building farm or rather tunnel next to the fundament of the fortress expansion, so basically, despite there being hole visually, there is no hole because it's being protected by that expansion plot, which is inaccessible normally. Okay, so Poero is going for 2 farms into cave, meanwhile AndyBrandy is going for 4 farms. As expected, Andy is going for the Goblin Caves. I mean, it's probably the best thing to do in Misty Mountains Mirror, and Snowworks will simply be outspammed. On top of that, those 2 guys are 202 players, so they definitely feel more comfortable with playing goblins than Snowworks. Poero sending his first battalion on foot. He's not building any forward mines, although he's sending one of the builders top. Meanwhile, AndyBrandy is yet to finish his first Goblin battalion, and he's not sending any forward. He's not building any forward mines as well, although he's building one here in the middle. That's a very interesting spot. We all love Misty Mountains. Yeah, like Misty Mountains is probably the favorite faction of 202 players. Okay, so Poero has three Goblin Caves, and I wonder if he will stop at this point and try to stockpile some cash for Fatty Rush. Okay, Poero is trying to repeat his strat from the game against AotR. He's trying to creep the troller, while at the same time luring the troll into the enemy's base. Okay, and he's trying to do it on the second creep at the bottom as well, looks like it. Yep, Poero crept one layer, now he's luring the troll to the enemy's base, but unluckily for Poero, he lost his builder in the bottom right, and I think his creeping will be interrupted by Andy. Still no tier 1 pick for some reason from Poero. Never mind, he picks Fellwind to catch those goblins. Still, both players only on 3 goblin caves. You can see Poero is slowly stockpiling the cash. So we will see if he goes for Fatty again. $550 CP from Andy versus 500 CP of Poero. Oh, and this, interestingly enough, Poero is not going for the Fatty, he's going for the trolls. Okay, it looks like the AndyBrandy is going to mark Poero. He tried to grab the troll, but it didn't work out, so now this cash goes to Andy. How? Yeah, troll gives 4 chests. Okay, so now Andy either needs to get some Muria or Catchers or some Snowwalk Spikes, but I think he will get some Archers because it simply will be much easier for him than to just build another building and get pikes. Never mind, I was wrong, he's getting the pikes. So I'm pretty sure it's less than 150 resources per chest. It's something like from 100 to 130, I feel like. I'm really not sure. But I don't think it's 150 each. Okay, so Poero is defending his caves with that troll with a tree. And I think this will really hold any assault from AndyBrandy. Oh, I didn't realize Andy managed to lure the troll from that bottom layer into the middle to harass Poero. 600 CP for Poero, 700 CP from AndyBrandy. I wonder if in this moment AndyBrandy is disappointed with the poison damage arrows against trolls, because I'm not sure how much damage they do in 202, but in Age of the Ring, if one full battalion hits troll with like poison arrows, then deal around what, 20% health. I don't think it's that much. I think it should be more. But likely for Andy, he's also making pikes, so he should be quite quite safe from those trolls. Okay, Fairwind has been used on the builder, and I think he got interrupted, but he wasn't like thrown away by the Fairwind. Okay, so AndyBrandy is going for Glowthimble, very good pick because it will probably not only force some pikes, but it also will easily catch up trolls and kill them. So now basically Poero has to get something else than the trolls, because those trolls I will simply fit AndyBrandy Glowthimbles. Okay, they are coming, being used by Poero at the top, so now he will attack in the middle and at the top. AndyBrandy is slightly ahead in that power point gain, but Poero has like at least half of the map under his control, so his economy is booming right now. Should I use poison versus buildings? Yes, like poison doesn't do any damage to buildings, but in Age of the Ring, poison blade still gives you extra range to goblins. So you should use poison versus buildings just for that extra range, because you know extra range, more goblins can hit the building and therefore more damage. So yeah, you should use it. So Felwind doesn't work in the builder the same way he works on the normal units. It doesn't throw them away, but it's like simply stuns them in the place for like about second or 2 seconds, as you could see it here in the middle. I don't see much units being produced from Poero, so I wonder if he killed any hero. Okay, he didn't kill any hero, he was simply leveling up his troll cave to level 2. He got a bat to deal with those goblin warriors, I think, but at the same time Andy has quite a few archers, so I don't know if that's a good pick. But maybe the idea from Poero is that he's gonna get level 2 Troller, he's gonna get single bat, just because why not, and then he will level it up to level 3 to get those Gundabat trolls, and there is really no way for AndyBrandy to deal with those Gundabat trolls. If he gets them, obviously. XD by Andy on Poero, the Gonfibul level 4 has his White Wolf summon. So maybe he will send him to harass a little bit. Okay, so Ruin of Angmar has been picked by AndyBrandy, and he's already pumping out the White Wolves, which even after nerfs I think they can do quite a lot of damage, especially combined with Gonfibul. Yeah, this is the second time they are coming, has been reworked. The first time they reworked it, it was pretty bad, but now it's actually pretty good and probably the best tier 2 of Misty Mountains. No way that bad got Gonfibul, holy fuck. Okay, so Andy has his White Wolves, but now unfortunately without any leadership from Gonfibul. So they won't be as good as they could be with Gonfibul. 600 CP for AndyBrandy, 850 CP for Poero. It looks like AndyBrandy is desperately trying to put some pressure by sending some goblins into Poero base, but I don't think he's going to achieve anything with it. And now we are seeing Werewolf being picked by Poero, so it's quite possible that Andy is gonna lose most of his production. Okay, Poero is doing the smart thing, he's focusing the main tunnel in AndyBrandy base, and at the same time he's sending Werewolf to take down that tier 2 Ruin of Angmar building. Those bats are really good versus heroes? I think they do at least decent damage to every hero, so... Because cavalry kind of in the code? Interesting. Interesting that Gonfibul is the only one with that one trait. Okay. Okay, I think like looks like AndyBrandy is running out of steam. He's still pumping units, but he's losing more and more map control to Poero. Yeah, Worm is very difficult to control, like he aggroes on everything, even the ambience troops around the barracks, so it's so annoying. I mean, AndyBrandy got bunch of White Wolves, but I don't think he knows what to do with them. He's been like keeping them close to his base and not really harassing. Hello, someone. Okay, it looks like AndyBrandy is very tempted to go deep into the Poros base, but I think he'll just keep harassing like the farms in the middle. But unfortunately for him, he may pull those White Wolves for him because his ace is not looking good right now. Needed more Goblin Caves, 6 more. Yep, probably. Where is Fatih? Poero rushed Fatih in the Misty Mountains mirror against Have, but now he went for Troll Cave. Which, surprisingly, is still only level 2, not level 3. Oh, they are coming from Poero again. So Poero has been hitting Andy's brace for the past 10 minutes, but he is not able to punch through and destroy other production structures of Poero. I mean of Andy. But I think it will change with the Barrock being dropped any second right now. Yeah, Barrock is picked and he's dropping it. Yep, AndyBrandy calls DG after Barrock being dropped. If he had gone feeble with them, he could kill forward with that many White Wolves. Yeah, probably. I mean, I'm not sure if he could do that without the level 8, but with level 8 for sure he could do that. No, have giants are really bad, and they were like locked behind fortress upgrade, and now they are limited to without fortress upgrade, and now they are also limited to 5 with fortress upgrade. But it doesn't change the fact that giants are pretty bad, and you probably shouldn't make them. If you wanna siege, then simply make the Gundabad's stone trolls from the troller. Sorry guys, addressing the Discord.
Ayo.
Ayo, is that answer?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we'll be seeing Mordor versus Gondor on Allen Varen. Dranzer, what can you say me about that matchup?
I fucking love it, dude. But now that Variax are nerfed, I think I prefer Gondor in this matchup.
I think even pre-Varag nerf it was Gondor favorite. There is really not much not much Mordor can do against Gondor's infantry. And even if you go Variax, then you obviously have to go for pikes, and Gondor will go cavalry, then you have to face cavalry and double clansmen from the barracks. So it's not looking good for Mordor. On top of that, Poero is more experienced Age of the Ring player, so maybe there is hope for Mordor in this matchup, but we'll see. Poero is going for 4 farm start, meanwhile AndyBrandy is going for 4 farm start as well. Okay, I was like predicting the orc spam from Poero, but apparently he's building troll cage. That's very ballsy. But at the same time, Gondor doesn't have any counter early on to trolls. Like the best counter is Faramir, but he costs 2k. So it will take a while for AndyBrandy to recruit him. But at the same time, you can just get some pikes and route around the base with pikes. So, and there is not really much troll can do against pikes. Okay, it doesn't look like AndyBrandy is familiar with Gondor building's geometry. He built the barracks in front of the farm, therefore there's a massive hole which some units could be squeezed through. And he's following the first barracks with the stables.
I love how some players have like a constantly what the fuck?
What the fuck? My thoughts exactly. So looks like AndyBrandy is decided to build his first production buildings in the middle of the I mean maybe not middle, but to the side of the middle of the map. And he's doing everything on 4 farms, so that will take a heavy toll on his economy for sure. I don't think he'll be able to expand as much as, for example, Poero right now with only 1 troll cage and 1 rax.
I like the troll play because it forces archers from Gondor, and Gondor, I think, is what you'd want to do as Gondor is just spam melee units and cav, and don't worry about archers. That's like the most comfortable play early on.
But like, are the tier 1 oh holy fuck, but the tier 1 archers are dangerous enough for troll? Like,
No, like, 2 battalions, I guess.
I don't think it's a good idea to make tier 1 archers against trolls. It's just better to get some pikes in and harass. Okay, so now Poero is making his third Orcish stronghold, which probably is the optimal way of doing it if you already have 1 troll cage. Oh, Poero is gonna run his troll into the pike, so he's losing 1 of the trolls, but still he has the second one. But the second one we also have difficulties because the harass group is accompanied by the pikes. At the same time, AndyBrandy is finally expanding a little bit. He's expanding on the sides of the map. Both players pick their tier 1s, but neither of them use it. Oh, never mind. AndyBrandy uses it on like half that battalion of Linhir pikes. But he got the troll, so I think that's worth it. Gondor are ready with PowerPoint lead. It's probably because Poero fed his 2 trolls into the pikes. Dude, the thing AndyBrandy did is criminal. Like, how the hell do you build like 2 production buildings in your base and then you build the third one in your almost in your opponent's base? Okay, looks like AndyBrandy is in the control of the map. He's attacking constantly. Poero is forced to defend, so now AndyBrandy is going to do some creeping. As well, he's expanding even more on the bottom left side of the map. And it looks like he's stockpiling some cash for a hero. I wonder if it will be either Beregond to focus those trolls, or will it be Forlong to get Axeman absolutely melt the orc spam from Poero.
Both options counter heavily what Mordor can do in early game.
We bring spears from Lynn here. Clansman Labrador, ready for orders.
Okay, so AndyBrandy is still making some cavalry, which forces Poero to make more pikes, which is already very uncomfortable for him because he is already spending lots of cash on those trolls, and I don't think he's getting enough values from them, unfortunately for him. Surprisingly, Poero decided to go for Cracks of Doom after picking Trackers of Ungol first. I thought he would commit and get the Haradrim summon, but apparently not. I think if he knows that he's in the trouble and he needs Slaves of Noon as quickly as possible. $625 CP for Mordor and 650 CP for Gondor, so that's very interesting. Somehow Poero can keep up with the expansion from Gondor, but I think it's because AndyBrandy is not paying attention to top right side of the map. They're almost equal in the power points, 8 to 8, although Poero picked another tier 1, as I mentioned before.
Interesting. Somehow after feeding to Tross in early game, situation seems to be under control for the most part.
I wonder if AndyBrandy killed any hero because he doesn't have that many units on the field and he wasn't producing them for quite some time. Okay, 2 trolls are probably going to down from Poero. Yeah, 2 trolls go down. But Poero is pushing at the bottom, he's destroying like the first wave of expansion of AndyBrandy on the left bottom side.
Forlong on the field.
So he decided to go with Forlong. I wonder if he will make Axeman. Because, you know, I don't think AndyBrandy is that familiar with Age of the Ring, so... Oh, another troll almost runs into the pikes, but luckily for Poero, he pulls it out the last second. Oh. Well, it looks like the game swing is in the Poero favor. Like, he's dealing with the harassment from control groups at the top, he's pushing at the bottom and in the middle, although one of his trolls goes down, unfortunately for him. And now, the modus economy will be supercharged by the industry, or rather Slaves of Nur.
I feel like there was a time and space for Gondor to go early marketplace and just capitalize on the fact that
Spearmen of Lydia,
Gondor was
at your
just
command.
pressuring Mordor very hard.
Hmm.
But instead, it's
Clansmen of
Forlong
Lamagog,
and the Well
ready
and
for
another core
orders.
access to China.
Okay, so AndyBrandy picked that Numenera engineering, which would be perfect to take down the industry, but I don't think he's aware that Poero picked industry. Okay, looks like the Poero is now coming from the right side, so he's gonna soon be into the main farms of the AndyBrandy.
Energy reserve in his midsection.
Forlong, slowly but steadily leveling up. So it may be Andy's Brandy get out of J cards later in the game. And he's not making any axemen surprisingly. Because Forlong unlocks you axemen which are much better swordsmen than the clansmen. But for some reason he still decides to make clansmen. $875 CP from Poero versus 575 Poero CP for AndyBrandy. And unfortunately AndyBrandy fights the troll with cavalry and some swordsmen, so that's not going well for him. Numenera engineering finally has been dropped, and I think it's going to target the industry. Very good. Although probably Poero will focus the trebuchet as soon as possible with his trolls, but those spikesmen are running to the trebuchet and think they will reach the trebuchet in time to protect it. Although,
Spearmen of Lydia.
okay, maybe not. Maybe trebuchet will go down. They don't do barely any damage to those trolls. Okay, shame. The industry is almost dead. Like, I wonder if he will suicide those units from the top into the industry to secure the kill on it. Okay, tier 3 has been picked by Poero, the Fell Beast, and he used it on one of the control groups from AndyBrandy. I'm not sure if it was worth it, because it was like, what, 2 battalions of infantry and 2 battalions of cavalry? But hey, he's already winning, so he's allowed to just spend his tier 3 on 4 battalions. Okay, Poero is still expanding in the top right. At the same time, he's slowly expanding in the left as well. He even built a tower on the left side for some reason, and Orcish stronghold on the right side. It's really not looking well for AndyBrandy right now. Even if he made control groups of axemen and pikemen, I don't think there would be enough to like put enough pressures on Poero right now. It's true. Actually, I think like trolls are like what, 30 seconds? Maybe more? Okay, Forlong is back. I didn't even realize Forlong died somewhere. Probably he was smacked by the troll somewhere in the middle. And I just failed to notice it. And unfortunately, it's looking even more grim any second. Every second for AndyBrandy right now. Poero is pushing in the mid, bottom, and top side. 2k resources in the stockpile for AndyBrandy, so I wonder if he's going for Faramir. Never mind, I think he's killed just some units. Which is probably wise thing to do. His base is under attack, so he needs units as soon as possible, but I think it will be GG. Poero has 800 CP on the field, meanwhile, well, Andy has only 12 CP on the field, so I think it's over. And Poero will win the series 3-0.
Clansmen of Lamadon, ready for orders. I think I'll be needing some help over here.
So AndyBrandy decoys G and deletes, but I think he's going for that last stand with Forlong and some clansmen. Ah. Okay boys, I think looks like it's it, unless anyone else wants to play.